everybody, it's Stewart A. Swerdlow for expansions.com, and this is the news podcast for the last week of April 2012. One of the most interesting things I found on the news this week is the new terahertz scanner that will be used in mobile phones in the very near future. This high-tech chip that they'll be putting in the cell phones will enable you to actually see through walls made of plaster, wood, and plastics, and in fact is a technology that is with the band of electromagnetic spectrum that falls between microwave and infrared, and it has unlimited potential as far as the manufacturers are concerned. And of course, as you know, government has such devices many years, probably decades, and so only now are they starting to give that technology to the public. And as I've always said, the government has technologies that's 50 to 100 years ahead of what they give to the public. These chips are manufactured using a metal oxide semiconductor and is used currently in high-definition TV and in game consoles. But this terahertz technology, the justification behind it, is that it's used in imaging to detect cancer tumors, diagnosing diseases through breath analysis actually, and can monitor air toxicity. And right now Texas Instruments is the company that is forging ahead with this technology. And wouldn't it be interesting when this goes onto your cell phone, because according to this information, the cell phone would enable you to see through the clothing of other people. So very, very interesting possibilities coming up in the near future. And as we get more information, I'll talk to you about it. But perhaps one of the more scary news items that has not been on convention news at all, and this actually came to me through someone I know in New Mexico who is friends with someone in the military. And apparently, not too long ago, there was a joint raid by U.S. Border Patrol and Mexican Army, where they raided an encampment just south of the Arizona-Mexico border. And there they found a huge cache of ammunition, uniforms, assault weapons, guns of all sorts, grenades, vehicles which had been stolen in the United States, SUVs and trucks, which were now in Mexico, hundreds of cellular phones, bulletproof vests, handguns and rifles, and a large amount of bullets. Many of these items were made either in Afghanistan, Russia, China, or some of them had Arabic markings on them. So they shot and killed one of the so-called smugglers that were in this encampment. The others fled into the forest. This person in the military who revealed this information claimed that this is not being on U.S. or Mexican news, that there's a huge issue going on south of the border, and that there are many of these encampments, and these weapons are amazing in their number and their technology. So this is what they found. What about the amounts they did not find? And why is President Obama then not doing anything to protect the U.S. border more than he already has? Does he perhaps want these things to come through? And what else has possibly come through? There's been rumors that old Soviet nuclear technology, including dirty weapons material, dirty bomb material, has crossed the border in New Mexico and Arizona. And in fact, I reported to you a year or two ago that nuclear material was found in a garbage bin on the fairgrounds of an amusement park in New Mexico. And that was also kept rather quiet. So something that we need to follow up on, and perhaps something that will be, unfortunately, if there is an event happening in the summertime here in the United States. Another interesting bit of news is that there is a group or an organization called Planetary Resources, which is funded by Google and the film producer James Cameron. Now they are having a news conference actually today, where they're announcing many companies who have a plan to mine precious metals on asteroids. And they said this could begin within 4 years. So how is that possible? How could these companies be mining semi-precious metals on asteroids within 4 years, unless they have technology we don't know about? Or could it be that by then there will be aliens helping us to do this? And they said there is an infinite amount of precious metals and semi-precious metals on these asteroids. So will that make the prices of gold and silver, etc., become very cheap so that they become like common metals? This remains to be seen, and we'll be keeping you posted on that as well. And news of science that are along the same lines, Swiss scientists have displayed now a mind-controlled robot where a person wears a cap on their heads, and by their thoughts they move a robot via their brain waves. They're calling this robot an avatar, just like you see in the movie of the same name. Supposed to be used to help paralyzed people do their work or to go on errands, so that the paralyzed person or the injured person just stays in one location and with their mind controls this other body that's doing the work for them. So if this is being given to paralyzed and handicapped people, could armies also be using this? Could we have vast arrays of robot-controlled armies where they're dispendable and take chances because even if they're destroyed, the person behind them is still living? That's something also to think about. On a comedic note, and I just had to include this, you remember the movie Borat, and the series of movies about Borat, where he makes fun of the Kazakh people or Kazakhstan. Well, now the Republic of Kazakhstan says they are happy about these movies because it has boosted Kazakhstan tourism tremendously. Now originally, when the first movie came out in 2006, it was condemned by Kazakhstan and banned across that country. But now they're praising it and asking him to do more. So very interesting turn of events. See how things can change. I wanted to remind you all that our new webinars will be starting up the very end of this month, April, and through the month of May. Please sign on to expansions.com. You will see a special area to click on where you can see the topics of hyperspace and all kinds of health topics that we'll be giving to you for the month of May. Also in June, I will be in Holland and South Africa to do consultations and seminars. Please contact Patricia at events@expansions.com to get further information. In August, there'll be an intensive, really a hyperspace immersion week of earth, air, fire, and water. I'll be giving information about how to use these elements for yourself in ways that I have never shown before, because there'll be hands-on physical experience with all of these elements. So again, please contact events@expansions.com to learn more and to sign up for it. And also shortly you will see on the website information about the trip to Russia, which will be in October. So don't forget to watch these podcasts, the cooking shows, sign on for the webinars and all our events. We hope to see you very soon near us and with us. So until next time, it's Stewart A. Swerdlow for expansions.com.